One final dispatch from the Camino for the St. James people back at home. It has been such a pleasure to share some of the sights and sounds of the Camino de Santiago with you, to try and find the connections between St. James, the Way of St. James here in Spain, the Way of St. James in Chicago, and indeed James himself, the great apostle who went to spread the gospel to the ends of the earth. And in fact, that is where we are now, the ends of the earth. You can see over my shoulder the Atlantic, and we have reached what was believed to be the end of the world. Let me turn this camera around. We can see where the final steps of the final stage of the pilgrimage. This is the end. Finisterre means the end. Finisterre, of the world. And it was believed by many people for a long time to be the end of continental Europe to the west. Of course, they didn't have any idea at that time about what was lying on the other side of the ocean. In fact, there were many great things to be found. And that is a perfect metaphor for us, I think, at St. James as we come to the end of this Sesquicentennial pilgrimage, and we're celebrating looking back on 150 years of service to our Jesus Christ, and proclaiming the gospel faithfully as we can through the ages, learning about all those who've come before us, those who have been brave and courageous at key moments, and we believe it is our time to do that now as we celebrate looking backwards for 150 years, and we also look forward with confidence and hope and absolute certainty that God is with us with every step that we take. As we come to the end of this series of videos, I want to send a special shout out to my staff and all the lay leaders and every single person who has carried on at St. James while we have been away, some of us here on the Camino. And we look forward to coming back and joining in again with all hands on deck, and looking forward to what it is that God is going to do through us, in us, and through us next. And all this we raise up to God in hope and expectation. And may God be with you and bless you this day and always. Amen.